it's not just the original Ronaldo, it's also the Football Association in England who are reportedly open to a foreign coach too. But most of the media, and of course I think the FA as well, are hoping Southgate's sticking around.
Yeah.
This has reopened the ancient can of worms debate.
Of course.
Is should you have a foreign coach?
Yeah.
Where is it acceptable? England have obviously
Had a
had,
few
they've
before.
had Fabio Capello, they've had Sven-Göran Eriksson,
Yeah.
they've had two. Does it matter? Do you care? Would you care if Pep Guardiola,
So-
after Deschamps retires, if Pep came to manage France, would you feel like he's letting down the legacy of stellar French
All I
managers
would
of
say
the
is the language for me is the key here. If it's someone that is foreigner but who knows the language, who knows the country in a way, I don't know. I mean, I've never been in this position anyway, so I've never even thought about it until I had a chat with our friend Rory Smith, who is completely against it. He said, like, you should not even be allowed as a country. You can't recruit a foreign striker. Why would you be able to recruit a foreign manager? I was like, okay,
kind of
maybe.
stupid because it's a completely different role. And
But it's completely against England having a former coach, like a foreign coach, sorry. Which I'm like, okay, well, you know, why if all your ones who are English are rubbish? What do? You take a rubbish one? He said, but look, imagine, for example, if Tuchel was appointed, have a German coach in charge for the English national team, would that sit right with people? I've said, I've got no problem with it, but I mean,
Yeah,
clearly in England they have a few issues with it.
yeah, I'd have no problem with it if it were England. Would I have a problem with it if it were Italy? A little bit, because it would mean that a generation of Italian coaches has failed.
Yeah, so you
But
redo
equally-
that process, but in the meantime, you're not going to wait 10 years with some dude who's
No,
rubbish.
Exactly. And also, I'd love to see if Pep Guardiola comes out tomorrow and says, sorry, Man City, I've won enough. I want to go and manage England.
Yeah, or Jurgen Klopp,
Yeah.
surely they will.
Do you think they'd say, oh, no, 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 no?
No,
like,
you're
oh,
not-
Gareth Southgate's gone. All right, let's get
Yeah,
Potter
you
or
were not born in
or
Yorkshire,
whatever,
so you can't, so you can't be
I
our
mean,
coach.
I don't buy that. But I'll give you, it's funny. Years ago, Sunil Gulati, when he was in charge
Yeah.
of the United States Soccer Federation, this is well before they appointed Klinsmann, he always used to say, no, we have to have an American coach because no foreign coach has ever won the World Cup.
Yeah, which is still the case now, by the
Still
way.
the case? And I
Yeah.
thought, oh, great, that's your objective. But the retort is easy. No American coach has ever won the World Cup.
True.
No living English coach has ever won the World Cup.
True as well.
So, you know, I think you got to put it in context.
It's a good point.
It's
yeah.
not for everyone.
Yeah, no, definitely. Meanwhile, guys, Portugal have reportedly approached Roma about bringing Jose Mourinho home. We know that Fernando Santos is leaving potentially or will leave. And according to Abola, I think it was this morning, the report was that Mourinho was the number one target, despite still being very much under contract with a year in extension as well possible. With Roma, that I think Abel Ferrara and Reed George maybe or someone else was the other choices. What do you think?
He's under contract with Roma. So it would cost you, you'd have to pay to get him out of his contract.
Yeah.
Mourinho has hinted at wanting to go and coach Portugal at some point. Would he do it now after having spent all this money at Roma, after won the conference and showing in some forward project, some forward planning in his project and all this jazz? I don't know. I don't know that it would necessarily be the appeal. I'm also not sure that Mourinho would be a logical fit for Portugal with the players they are now, given the type of football Mourinho has played.
Yeah, maybe.
That would be my main question mark. Obviously, if Mourinho...
And it's not like they don't have enough great coaches, you know, that can come and take over. Like, if there's one country that's got
Exactly.
millions of great coaches, it's them. So, come on.
I think right now, sort of, if we're talking about outstanding coaches per capita, Portugal are probably number
Right at
one
the top.
by a mile.
By a mile, indeed.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.